I suppose that you would like to make some money. Maybe you would like to make a lot of money, but at the same time you enjoy it. So maybe it's a complex mission to be an angel, that you would like to make money, but at the same time you would like to make some fun. And maybe a social mission is important too. Is it realistic, Yuri?
I wouldn't.
These are the most important motivators of becoming
These
an
are
angel?
the elements of being an angel. I wouldn't call it a mission. I would emphasize the fun part. As far as we know, the word angel investor comes from originally from guys, most probably criminals, who wanted to invest in Broadway musicals. Mm-hmm. And their motive was twofold. First of all, they wanted to make money, but no, second of all, they wanted to make money, and first of all, they wanted to meet actresses.
As the matter of fact, for me, this type of angel investment and the role as an advisor, as a mentor of young people who really want to start business is like teaching. I'm growing them practically in a different way. Much more dynamically, it's a much more active role, but basically the same role as of that an experienced professor who, after having a career in the industry, starts to pass on his knowledge.
Actually, I started like, I didn't want to be an angel investor. I started to work as an advisor because I have seen so many transactions, structuring, valuation, development of businesses or asset management. And as the project came to me, at one point of time, I just recognized that there is a guy who has a good idea and came to me as an advisor to help him to raise funds. And I said, oh, wait a minute, probably you shouldn't go anywhere else. You know, I probably would consider to invest into your company. And that's how I started this sort of angel investment.
I consider myself as a young angel. I do love to play around with great ideas, and especially to work with young people on their ideas, inventions, business plans, and occasionally I do invest money, but I do a lot of pro bono mentoring, because when we will later talk about the added value of angels, I'm sure that we will mention that in angel investments it's not money that comes first. It's an important ingredient of the investment, but it's mostly the knowledge, the expertise, the network of the angels, and this makes, in my opinion, the major difference between a VC and an angel investor, that there is a huge added value on focusing on the company, on the founders, on the team itself, and helping them through advices, giving them business opportunities and so on.
I have a very interesting new technology or product, and I would like to get some money. So I write angyalbefektető into Google, and day one and your name pops up. And
Yes.
there is a telephone number. I call you, I give you a cold call. What happens?
That's the best. If you are sending us an email, perhaps with some attachments, that's what we need as a first introduction. And then, of course, we meet at one of our regular meetings. After having examined the documents, we are making our first decision. This is a go, no-go decision, whether we continue or not. In, let's say, most of the cases, we don't continue. So, unfortunately, these offers are very often not, let's say, developed enough, not attractive enough to continue to work with them. But of course, if the decision is yes, which we are looking for, which we are hoping for, then of course a lot of other steps are coming, and we are going deeper and deeper again until we reach a stage where we are issuing a term sheet practically, which is the first official step in this whole process.
I'm the guy who loves to go out to the field, go to universities. I do teach some classes. I go to innovation contests. And
You go where innovation happens.
actually, yes. And what I'm looking for in first instance, and you have to consider these guys having much more money, and they are more a fund than an angel investor. And we have a real gap at the pre-seed, seed, and angel phase. We have a lot of VC money in Hungary, but in the very early stage, we have only a few players.
And what is the difference measured by the size of investment?
Yes, actually, yes.
So how much money
a
is
typical,
early?
well, you guys invest
First million, for instance?
20 to 200 million, as I read on your website, but I think it would be more the 50 and 100 million
Yes.
size. And what I have learned in the last few years, there is a total gap in the FFF, the founders, family, friends phase, the pre-seed, seed, and angel phase. So the money coming from 1 to 3 million, and then the next step is, let's say, 10 million, and then 10 to 30. And what we call here in Hungary as a seed fund, they start at probably 40, 50 million forints. And I personally love to play around in a very risky, very early stage of businesses. And therefore, I first look at the passionate people. So I do invest in people first, and then, of course, immediately after, I look at the product or the service, whether it is ready for some market around the globe. But for me, the personal touch is very important. That's why I'm going out to the field.
Yes, I feel lots of initiatives, lots of people comes and they're thinking that, yes, I want to do my business on my own. I want to, take some risk in some sense that, start my own business. But if we're considering or thinking, where are the burdens, where are the problems, that one is that they do not have clear understanding what is risk-taking. Many times, young fellows, I understand that they don't have big savings, come to me and say, okay, I have a great idea. Let's say I want to develop a software, ICT business, which is very sexy. And they do not have a clear idea that what they are putting into this business and what they are expecting from their partners, either angel investor or strategic partner, whoever. But the most difficult comes if I ask you, okay, if you, let's say, lucky enough or you can manage that you can raise 5 million euro and you have your product, which, let's assume that it works and it's a hit. How much, ownership would you ready to sacrifice for those 5 million hard dollars or euros? And what is the answer? I want to keep the control.
I think for those guys we see, the virgins, an angel investor is your first encounter with capitalism. And I really would like that this country use the word capitalism in a positive sense, with all the ifs and buts. But it's a good driving force. And for these guys, the angel investor is the first who introduced them into capitalism. What does it make to set up a venture? What discipline does it make? What extra knowledge, and so on and so on. I don't want to get into the details. So in this respect, I really share your thoughts on it is an attitude which have to be shared and have to be taught. And that's why this whole ecosystem issue is important, because it came out in the 60s, even in Silicon Valley, even in the USA. It needed an ecosystem, it needed a critical mass that the special needs of this technology innovation sphere are actually supporting.
Thank you.